So we have seen the relative layout. Now let me show you the linear layout as well. So the linear layout again is a view group that can hold many child views, and they can be arranged linearly either horizontally or vertically and not related to each other. So let's get started with the linear layout. So I have changed the root element to linear layout from the relative layout, and I have the same text view. So let's get started. Let me show you the graphical view. Well, the linear layout carries a orientation. Now for the default orientation, it is always horizontal. Since I did not mention any orientation for this linear layout, it has assumed that its default orientation is horizontal. So let me go to the graphical view. Now if we wanted to add a button, we can add that horizontally, linear. As you can see, they are appearing horizontally. If I add another button, this will also appear horizontally. Since it doesn't have any space, it is wrapping its contents. So let me go to the XML part and change. So let me override the default orientation of a linear layout to vertical. And now you will see the change in the graphical view. Now they are appearing in a linear fashion but vertically. Now what if we wanted the buttons should appear side by side? In order to achieve that, we can create another linear layout. Let me add some attributes for the linear layout. Hide wrap content, and this time the orientation should be horizontal. I'm specifying it to make sure it appears horizontally. Let me cut the linear layout from here to here. Control Shift F to format the stuff, XML. Now go to the graphical view again and let's see what's happening. Now the buttons are appearing side by side. Now let me show you some specific attributes that we have in a linear layout. For the buttons, I can add an attribute called layout weight. Now let me describe that and explain in brief what is actually a layout weight. So the layout weight, let me show you the graphical result after adding the layout weight. Now you can see it's taking all the available space and of same width, filling its parents width. So what is actually a linear layout weight property? Now when I have a linear layout, I have two buttons in that linear layout and I have same weight for the both of the buttons. The linear layout actually calculates like that. It has a button of weight 1, another button of weight 1, which is equal to 2. Now the total weight is 2 in this linear layout. And now instead of whenever we are using the weight property, we do not need to use the layout width because it is in a horizontal linear layout. So we need to change it to 0 dp because I don't want Android should calculate it twice for the weight and the width. So what's actually happening is the button with a total, this linear layout has a total weight of 2, 1 for each button. So the first button, one of the buttons should take 2 by 1 is equal to 1. So what does that actually mean? So that each button should take the total weight divided by its own weight, and that is in this case the weight 1 for each of the button. So it's making both of the buttons taking same weight, and because the orientation is horizontal, it is filling the available space in the linear layout where they reside. Now let me show you the property to change it to, like you can use any float. You can use 2 and 1. Now can you tell me what should be the result? For this button I'm using a weight of 2, and for this button I'm using a weight of 1. So for this button it's gonna take a space as much as 2 plus 1 by 2, and for this button 2 plus 1 by 1. Okay, so as you can see, its weight is 2 and this is of weight 1, so it is taking the double width comparing of this width. And this is how we can use the weight property of a linear layout to achieve some great interfaces in Android project. Thank you for watching. Catch me in the